go back to public comment. Yes.
Who are the three entities that you need to speak to about that?
It'd be Adams Village, the school, and Adams Township. Wheaton no longer wants to be involved, and neither does Moscow. They don't have the money to invest, so they would like to opt out.
I question why anything is being done. There's never been a program, tennis program,
Well,
at North Adams.
but if I may, back when that started, the school had use of that for their phys ed program. Also, anybody in the town, the township, villages, in Moscow, Wheatland, Jefferson, all around us, they had access to that. That's involved in the summer rec program. When it was new, that was a busy spot. Kids from everywhere, they come over and use that. It's still part of the summer rec program for the baseball. We would like to, there's two options to it. It's either gonna get fixed or it's gonna get torn out.
Because I know my girls,
It's a safety hazard.
my girls went to school here. There was nothing, you know, regarding tennis. And, you know, it's like really sinking money into something that's not used. So I really question it.
The overall cost of it is, you know, I was a supervisor in Moscow. I believe Mark was supervisor here. The cost of that place was astronomical. I mean, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that was after the first time it was put in. This was the second time it was fixed and redone. It was never put in correctly. So I'll give you part of the information. The company that I talked to, they said that they would come in and pulverize it. Just pulverize the whole thing and asphalt over the pulverized asphalt. He said it will never sink. He said it will not crack, it will not sink. He said the base of the pulverized asphalt will stabilize that enough to where it will not sink again. Now before I can go any farther with that, I have to make sure that everybody who's involved will be on board. And if they do, then it comes not to us, but we'll have to talk to the people of Adams Township before we invest their money into something like that. But having said that, divided up amongst the three entities, it's a manageable amount.
Right.
It's not.
But really, it's just two entities. It's the village and the township now. Am I correct?
Well, no, and the school, because the school is involved 1/3. They're part of the original 5 entities.
Okay, you didn't mention that.
I'm sorry,
so
that's
thank
my
you.
fault. But yeah, it'd be between the school, township, village. And honestly, you know, it has, when I was in school, the first time they built that, I was in high school here. And it was used all the time. I mean, I actually worked in the phys ed with Mrs. Williams, and we used it all the time.
Well, my girls went here as well, and it was never, no. There was never a program for, there was never an athletic program for tennis.
Right.
You know, so it wasn't promoted, and, you know, to me, that's a lot of money to spend for something that someone might occasionally use.
Well, and it's either you fix it or take it out.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta weigh the options,
Yeah.
whether it's worth keeping and use it when it's available. I talked to the person involved in redoing the both sides of the basketball courts and the tennis courts. The basketball side could be flooded in the winter, and it would provide an ice skating rink. Whether that's appropriate for us around here, I don't know. And who knows, maybe never get used. But as it sits right now, the cracks are so big that it's a safety hazard. So we have to do something.
The school holds liability insurance on it currently, so truly, that's something that the school's looking at is how can we maybe the entities would come together, because truly, go walk on it, these cracks are huge, someone's gonna get hurt out there.
I appreciate the discussion, 'cause it's been brought up, the topic's been brought up, but there's never, all of the things that you brought up tonight have never been brought forth to us.
Right, and
So I appreciate that.
before we make any decision, that'd be full disclosure. We'll make sure that, we put it out there to where the people at Adams Township, they, actually will probably hold a public meeting. And anybody who wants to, come in and comment on it, good or bad, will be allowed to come in. But we wanna make sure that before we spend that money, that it's full, excuse me, that is okay with people who live here. All right,
Mr. Supervisor.
any more? Oh, I'm sorry.
I would agree with you. It is high time to do something with it. I think the parties involved have been very negligent to this point in getting together and making a decision. So that's good to go ahead with it. I'd like, from my perspective, my remembrance, to make a little corrections. I don't think it was hundreds of thousands, but I do believe, and I can't remember because we got grant money, if we, the township or the entities, spent around 180, or if that was the total cost of the project. And as far as it being built correctly, I think they did, because they were going to mill it and resurface it, and they fell through. Then there was an extra, I think $60,000 or $70,000 at that time, around 2000. That's when that was redone. I think we opened it up in 2001. And drainage underneath. People seem to have forgotten that southwest corner is a pit, and if they haven't kept that cleaned out so it can get out it's just negligence and maintenance. So, and nobody being responsible enough to take care of it.
But, we're hoping to at least get some options onto it. Has to have something done to it. It's been way too long.
It'd be nice to see if they'd give a guarantee on how many years. If 3 years from now, if it cracks open again,
Right.
that's gonna be money down the drain.
Right, and we don't wanna throw good after bad. Go ahead, Mr. Meekes.
I remember this topic, it's been years, but I think there might even be some grant money that you might be able to tie into. I remember, I tried to look into it actually back then, and there were some things that seemed available, but was never followed up on. I mean, I wasn't part of the board, so I couldn't do anything.
Well,
But
Mr.
you may know how to
Shadow's
do that.
familiar with grants, so we're gonna put.
Is this considered a low-income area?
Yeah.
See, there may be stuff based on both being rural and low income that's available out there. It really might be.
Yeah, now that we've dwindled it down and got to where we all agree.
Yeah.
So
I think it'd be a great facility. I think it'd be a great improvement to see a nice tennis court out there.
I think it would too.
Yeah,
I think you'll be amazed at how many people use it.
And if the school wanted to get a tennis group going, then they could do it.
Okay.
Gotta
Thank
get
you.
a tennis team.
That's right.
Mr. Beach?
Well, a few years back, we patched all those cracks, excuse me. And then the guy that did it guaranteed him for like 3 years, and it lasted about 5.
Yeah, what we need to do is think about the interests of the people that do want to use, and a lot of people have expressed that they would use them if they were available. We just got to make sure that they're safe. Once that's done, okay. Anybody else? Oh,
What happens to the other two townships? Do they sign off on the whole
they'll
project?
have to sign a letter. We've talked to our attorney on it, and our attorney will talk to them and theirs and get letters stating that they want no longer to be involved.
So that
And that
must be
would
limited.
release them from obligation. They cannot, however, they cannot sign completely off from it as far as for the DNR grant that we got in the beginning. They're just gonna release their obligation. which will fall onto the 3, and we'll take it from there.
But will they be able to use it then?
Well, it's a public thing, I mean, anybody can use it, we're not gonna say, well, you came from Wheatland Township, you guys can't be on here. You know, we're not gonna do that, we're not gonna have the court police out there telling everybody who came on. Yeah, they'll be able to use it just like anybody else. The thing would be is that rather than drag our feet and worry about whether or not they're gonna approve it or give us money onto it, we're just gonna go ahead. They'll give us the letters, we'll go ahead and repair it. And then it'll be done. It's been way too long.
Over at McCordy Park in Somerset, they have basketball and tennis courts over there, and they had like some sort of a plastic or poly or something.
To make it.
Over, I don't know what something like that costs, but it might not have to be perfect.
Right. Well, the cost that I got, we're not sure if that includes restriping. So before also that'll have to be looked into, make sure that's included. But we did get a quote, so we'll figure it out. Just wanted to let you know that that's something we're looking into. Anybody else? Yeah, and you know, you're right.
We were actually looking at pickleball.
Oh, you heard her? She's been whispering in my ear, pickleball, pickleball.
And actually, the pickleball is quite popular. And then you can
You
utilize.
can use
that
the
for-
same court, right? Just draw different lines.
Put the lines in.
Right, you just have different lines, and they'll have.
The older people love it.
Yeah,
Tennis is,
it's too much running. Okay, so that's good. Yes, Mr. Klein.
Bruce Caswell is currently writing a grant for the Michigan, or for the Lewis Emery Park. And it's a grant through the Department of Natural Resources. And I'm thinking you could maybe contact Bruce and see if he can see what is available for, like, the recreation, down the street.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. Okay, any more public comment? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
How much?
Jason?
I'll second.
Yeah, let's see. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?